Welcome to this meeting of the Town and Community Committee on the 6th of September. To those of you not on the planning committee, I hope you enjoyed the break. And now we'll move on with this meeting. So, item 1, apologies for absence.
I haven't received any apologies for absence, but I don't know.
Yeah. Thought so. Item 2, declarations of interest. None. Item 3, public participation. It have nobody with us tonight. So moving on to item 4, minutes. Item 1 is to approve the minutes of the Town Community Committee meeting held on the 28th of June 2022. Councillor Eccleston. Second. All those in favour? Okay, thank you. To receive and note the minutes of the Henley and Bloom subcommittee held on 26th of July, and to receive and to note the notes of the event subcommittee held on the 15th of August. Did I say the same thing twice? Good. Councillor Hinton.
Yeah, I attended my first Henley and
He can go this side.
Bloom
Okay.
subcommittee, and I was impressed by the ideas. In fact, Kenny Hinton even suggested that I came up with some good ideas, but there was a good range of ideas.
I didn't notice that in the minutes.
And focus on the hot spots, and it'd be interesting to see how we can get back to where we were in terms of Britain and Bloom, obviously Dave's leading the charge. So I know the minutes that can come up.
Councillor Brooke. Then Hinton.
It's good to see that the comment 3 is going to be replaced. Because that was the thing, and I think that's about it.
Thank you. Councillor Hinton.
Yeah, it was perhaps Councillor Hampton should have joined Bloom a long time ago. We might have got on a long I was actually going to speak about events because there were some actions on already, and obviously in the absence of Councillor Manager made temporarily, then I don't want them to be missed, like inviting people to the committee, because the sooner we get them on board, the sooner they can start working.
There was one thing I wanted to mention on the events that I didn't. Sorry, the on here, the village. That was
I did see that mentioned with regards to renaming it.
yeah. I just wanted it known that I actually thought that the village wasn't a bad name for that thing. So I don't know if everyone agreed. Okay. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that it wasn't, it wasn't sort of unanimous that everybody liked it. I know you didn't like it, but I just wanted to know.
Has it actually been renamed, or is this a pending decision?
This is a pending decision
To be made by the events committee
to be made
at the next meeting?
at the next meeting, yeah.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
also, one other thing I wanted to mention was that on the 13th or 15th of July, Richard Pinchers did contact me to see whether or not we could be invited to sit on the events committee meeting, and as of this morning, he has still not been invited. But I know that there's various other people have been, retailers have been, so I'm a bit surprised that hasn't been actioned. I don't know what. This was really early in July, before we'd even agreed, or the other Laura had agreed to invite, Laura had agreed to invite the other.
The other ones were invited prior to us knowing that Richard Finch had been asked.
Okay.
And I was waiting for approval from this committee here before I went ahead and done it. Now it's been approved here,
Yeah.
our action.
So we'll go ahead and contact him.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
now approved it, I'll go ahead and contact
Okay. And the name change will be at the next event meeting, or if there is a name.
If there is one, yeah.
Did anybody else have any comments? So,
Could I,
sorry.
for the minutes of the events subcommittee, on 27th, it would be, because the events subcommittee relies on this committee to set its membership. So under 27, the second resolution, that will need changing to say resolve to recommend to the town community committee that either it gets, etc., etc. are
Cambridge,
the advocates
Okay.
members of the subcommittee. Okay. And that is a recommendation for this meeting.
So we should vote on that now, subject to the approach to Richard Pinches. Yes.
Indeed, yes.
Okay, all those in favour? Unanimous, thank you. Any other comments on those minutes? Seeing none, okay. Leads us to item 5, police update. So sadly, the police are unable to join us this evening, which is a shame because it's always lovely when they do show up and it's very informative to hear from them. But we did receive an email report a day or two back. So what did you receive and read that?
Well, it didn't take long, did it?
It was quite brief. Particular relevance to Henley was the number of vehicles broken into on Harpston Road for the ongoing investigation. And that they'll be having an open day at the fire station on the 11th of September, where there'll be certain goods. On form again, I see. Okay. Any other comments on that? Okay. Councillor Hamilton?
Yeah, I would just like to thank the police for everything they do, but particularly this summer, it's been quite, they've had to deal with some difficult incidents. And I actually witnessed an incident they had to deal with. In fact, then Lambert was there as well.
This today.
And not, he wasn't in the incident, but you know, we experienced best part of 12 police officers who arrived within 5 minutes and dealt with a mental health case, which could have been quite serious, actually, very serious. I'd like to compliment. I'm very pleased to see more police officers on the street. 142,526 as of today. 13,576 extra police officers, and we should thank them for everything they do.
Not in Henley.
But we have significantly more in Thames Valley, so Henley is coming. They weren't-
Yeah, absolutely. Want to go down Washington Road? Actually, yeah.
So,
So end it right
I'm
there.
pleased I'm pleased I'm moving on. But one thing, sure. Thank you. One thing I do notice is the safeguarding individuals with substance abusers, and I think we've got to keep a watch out for canisters, particularly in our parks. I think if the park services could report back to us when they see canisters there. There's been a big increase of that across the country,
Thank you.
and if they see that, then they should let us know so we can feed it back to them.
And yeah, I echo your comments with regards to that particular incident where I felt that the police handled a really difficult situation extraordinarily well and sensitively. Item 6 is the communications manager update. Sadly, she is also unable to be. Oh, sorry, I thought it was the town manager update. Please, sorry. Would you like to speak on that, or is your report okay to stand? Okay. Thank you very much. No, thank you. And then we have item 7, which is progress reports. I saw that there were a few updates this time. Anybody have anything they wanted to mention in this meeting? Councillor Everton.
It's just like second stone where they've got these prices to read this, or is it going out and pretending to see everybody else to do?
Well, we're counting how many we need according to the update. I mean, going to get another quote or?
Yeah, I'm going around James. Actually count the bins and find out how many we do need,
Yeah.
but it is a company, David, who recommended
Yeah.
the replacement plate, so we're going to find out exactly how many we need, and it's more cost effective to actually replace the lining
Yeah.
or to actually do the repairs, so as soon as I get time from James now to go around, but make it more. See what guys are doing.
Marvelous, okay.
Just
Councillor Everton.
on the, I think the bins are about 35, the line is about 35 for each, I think. But to replace them, because the actual liners are solid and they've been there for quite a few years. So by having these little discs that you drop in the bottom of the bin on stainless steel bin, the plate will then drop off. So when that plate rots out, which it shouldn't do, because there are holes in it, they should last well outlast the lining. The liners will then just fall into disrepair. but they will probably outlast a normal liner, because if you put another liner in, spend 35 quid, I think capacity probably gets 2 or 3 years, the bottom of the lot out of it anyway. So if you have something with drainage in the bottom of it, with these plates, what these plates will do, you'd save money.
Excellent, thank you. Anybody else?
Couple of things, bin refurbishment, could the town clerk confirm when the SODC review of bins, which I thought was only gonna last 6 months, but it's way over a year now. They were doing a review, and we couldn't have the new bin at the Wooden Road shops until the review was finished. Presumably it must be finished.
As it happened, I did write an email to the officer at SODC who was dealing with the bin review, and I got a bounce back basically saying that she no longer worked there. So to tell you the truth, I don't know what the update is with bin review, but you are correct that they said I think it's last August they were carrying out a review all the bins. In Henley and other places within the district, but we don't have an update as to how far they are with that.
And the other point is, can I raise at the town clerk, from various emails about the graffiti at Makins, when do you think it's going to be cleaned up, when given that's town council property?
I'm strictly being RNA, but yes, there's some meeting. So I spoke with the parks manager about that, and yes, they do know about it and they will get it cleaned up. They said that when I spoke to him, it was lovely sunny weather, and he said that it
Easier to
needed
do in the rain.
indeed it was easier to do on a wet day, and I think we have those days now. So I am sure it will be done.
Thank you.
Pictures that are done today.
Excellent. It looks like it's done.
There were some bits that will have to remove, so they covered them over instead.
Thank you.
Also nice that we have some progress on the Henley Bridge repairs, albeit slowly, so we can hopefully move along with the graffiti on the bridge as well. Councillor Wright, sorry. Can I speak to while we're on bins? Solar compacted. What this is about? That is going ahead. Just about that, the event starting this, and that's it was mentioned on somewhere.
I do remember, I'm not voting on that.
Oh, please go ahead.
Stefan has written to me and asking if it could be progressed. I believe I will need to double check it. I think it was beginning next spring. He suggested. But I think the last that this committee was waiting on was the confirmation that SODC would service the bins. I've gone back to ask if that is the case. He's also asked if the town council can manage the installation from here on in, which would be happy to do. We just need to have a handover from Stefan, and yes, we should be able to do that.
Perfect, thank you. That's very well said.
Where the location of these bins being as they're solar, one of the locations was underneath the tree on the bridge, which wouldn't work as being a solar bin because there wouldn't be any light for it. The other thing is when their impact, when they crush it all up, anything which has got fluids in it, where's all these fluids? Because no one's, I've asked this question before, where does all the fluids go? Because if you're compacting stuff, it's going to squash it all out and it's going to leak all over the pavements. We've already got pavements that are really built already. I think this would just create more problems with pavements with a compactor. I don't think this is needed. I think the bins that where these bins were going to be located, they managed quite happily already. There's no issues. I'm not saying that the push is that window, but somewhere in the park or something like that where you've got a volume of waste, I think they're much more suited there than on the street.
It is still a 6-month trial.
Indeed, it is a 6-month trial, and unfortunately, some new point the committee has already agreed to go ahead with the trial.
But there will obviously be a review after the trial, so if you find that liquid is spilling out everywhere, we will know what to do.
There's one other quick one. Is can you just double check? Because apparently they never had this, because someone asked how do they know, because these bins are supposed to be intelligent, supposed to have the software to tell you when they need emptying. Apparently the trucks that are picking them up haven't got that software.
I did hear that before, but so we'll have to wait until the trial actually begins. Councillor Crook.
I think they're a good idea, and I think it's not a few either. One main find it's a fantastic thing, and we'll solve the problem because every time I see the things that full up sometimes.
Well,
No, and
that
we
is our hope.
haven't solved the problem with the bins getting sold.
This
We
isn't,
should have just had replacement bins, scrap the other one.
I agree, we're going to have a trial, we agreed to have a trial, but it's not actually on the agenda. Does anyone have anything to say that's specifically on the progress report? Okay, thank you. Okay, Councillor Riceman.
I noticed on the paving bridge, I didn't realise it was even that defined as a aspect.
Yes, it is, yeah.
I didn't realise it was defined as effective utility rates, so those pavers were put back by, when there's work done by a contractor.
Yeah.
Ask who that contractor was, and if they're going to pay for the repairs that they need. Presumably, this is a question we have to ask Oxfordshire County Council.
I believe it was concluded that they were put in properly way back. Do you have anything to add, or?
I don't know if that question has been asked at all. It can be asked.
Okay.
The paving there was perfectly good until the utility company raised the stones.
I don't think that's disputed. I think we all agreed on that.
I'm asking whether or not the utility company are going to be able to charge for the repairs.
Yeah, which they should be. We just have to invoice them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move on now to agenda item 8, which is to note the management accounts to May 2022. Councillor Riceman.
You may notice these look slightly different, and I hope that the chair who likes to read these finds these a bit more easy to read.
Not a bit readable. I also have my reading glasses in today.
Yeah, well,
That's all.
that also helps. Right, so the accountant is this is looking at trying to improve the way the accounts are being presented. This is the first time somebody may have them.
Yeah.
If you have any comments, or if you have
Very
any
nice.
oh dear.
I know, all I-
Please,
I
please,
can't
please.
notice the difference. What is the difference now? That's it, isn't it? It's just the lines.
A bit more spacey, isn't there? What am I actually? Councillor Crook, sorry.
Should have this for R and X because I'm dyslexic and distracted, and it's like honestly jumbled. I cannot, no, it really, and this I can actually read. So if we could make it clearer for dyslexic people, like I can distracted, calculus.
It's possible that I'm an intentional test guinea pig here, so
I understand this,
I very much approve.
but
Sorry, Sharon.
So we have we are revising all of the management accounts. So the idea is that yes, the layout is clearer and should be easy to scan across, and there's more space between the lines. And the extra space between the lines has been created by also merging some of the budget lines, basically. So actually, we just have it's fewer lines. And also where we've got any notes, what we've got on the right hand side, you'll just have a number, and then you've always got footnotes, rather than having to click back 2 pages. In addition, for every single monthly set of management accounts which is produced, there will also the full set which goes to FSM, which so every month basically, there will also be a page which will have income graphs. Not only the usual ones that you're used to, which are car parking and mooring, but also ones for the adventure golf, for town hall, and one other which I'm struggling, and investment return as well.
it's much better.
Brilliant, thank you. Madam Mayor, did you want to speak?
No, I think I've made the point before, but the use of brackets always confuses me because in traditional accounting, brackets always signifies a loss. And that always really throws me because we mustn't look at these expenditures of these accounts in that way. I don't know if the our new accountant, well, she's not so new anymore, is she? whether she can improve on that, because I don't know how you all feel about that, but I just can't get that out of my head.
What is the meaning we're using the brackets for? Everything seems to be bracketed almost. Sharon,
Well, Ian will be able to.
Sharon.
Michelle, you're absolutely right. If it's in brackets, it means that it's well, either it's a plus, or at the bottom it would be so the overall kind of like the surplus or deficit. So if it's in brackets, that is in this case the overall deficit. And for town and community, it is more of a there aren't many income lines for the town and community. The biggest ones go to RNA, things like car parking and event golf, for example. So yes, so it will be in brackets because it is, that's the proper way to show that it is a deficit and it contributes to the overall deficit, but also that is part of a council as well. But and that is why we have the precept to offset those costs.
I'm sure that the pre-formalies did it the other way around. Is that right?
We'll go this way now.
She did,
Well,
didn't she? She did it the other way around.
Not the past 2.5 years.
Oh, okay.
Apologies. It was changed because it was found to be confusing that on depending on the budget line, something being brackets could refer to a cost, or it could refer to an income depending on the heading. And so this way it seemed to make more sense. Yes, it may not look good that you have in brackets at the bottom you have what looks like a large loss. But the other way of looking at it is this is the amount of money that the council is putting into, by and large, discretionary services, which it has no obligation to provide. That actually, if it's putting in £360,000 into discretionary services, for example, supporting businesses or preventing crime, or things like civic pride and events and things like that. So even though it is a cost, it doesn't necessarily need to be seen as a negative.
The finance committee figures look a lot better, if that's any consolation to the moment. Because we're an income earning committee, not just money.
How's Hamilton?
Can I just check? This is coming out of a package, which you're not typing in these numbers one by one, because it must be coming out of a package, you're dropping it into something. I just want to make sure it's all automated and make sure there's no errors going forward.
Indeed, so it's at the moment it's produced in Sage, shortly it will be produced in Zero, and then you export file as a CSV.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
And then populates this, which is with this spreadsheet.
All right, thank you for clarifying and for the positive comments about our investments in the town. Thank you, everybody. That's the meeting closed. Yes.